Hi, I'm Mike Lambert. This is part of the Merchant Advantage application series, and in this session I'll be showing you how to do aggregate imports. These are imports intended to help fill out an existing set of product records rather than to initially populate the product database within the Merchant Advantage system. Before we look at aggregate imports, let's take a high-level look at what a typical import would look like. Typical import starts with a list of products, each with its own SKU or product code. So we'll represent the list of products as a scroll and the database system that it will be moved to, the Merchant Advantage system, as a cylinder. For each record in the product list, we will end up with one record within the database, and so on for each record. Okay, now let's look at concatenation. For a concatenation import, it works a bit differently. First, notice that we are using the SKUs, each SKU, more than once. In a normal import, that would simply overwrite the previous import of a SKU type with the newest iterants of that same SKU type. But for the example here I have created, I actually have a list of keywords, each one listed next to the SKU to which it corresponds. This is one good example of how a concatenation import might be used. In this import, we still have our list on the left and the database on the right, but now the database already has records in it, products of course. For each of the records on the list within a matching SKU, we wish to put all of the keywords into one product record. In this way, we are compiling a list within each product. It could be said that we are locking or pivoting our keywords around the SKU field. Dispersion is also an aggregation or aggregate import, but it actually works almost in reverse of concatenation. Notice that this selection of records does not contain a SKU at all, only a model number. In my example, we will assume that our initial product import did not have any product descriptions. Instead, our product descriptions are contained within a separate file, and on the merchant's website perhaps the descriptions are pulled for each product page based on model numbers. Sometimes electronics works in this way. One model of notebook could contain the same description, though there are versions with more or less RAM, hard drive, etc. So again, we use the list on the left and the database on the right, again with products already in it. Now we take one record on the list and distribute it to the correct products on the right, and that would be any products that contain the same model number as the current record from our list. So we are sort of broadcasting our product descriptions to any relevant record based on its model number. It could be said that we are locking or pivoting our description data around each model number. Let's now look and see how this works within the application. Okay, first let's look inside our list of products here, and let's just notice that there's no keyword data in there to begin with, so we have a clean slate, no keyword in these files. Second, let's see, we have our import kind of set up here. I called my import sample concatenation. I picked from my list of types of imports aggregate, specifically concatenation, going into my storefront. It's an Excel spreadsheet. I already created headers, and easily enough all I had to do is map SKU and keywords, and I also noted over here the field that we're going to pivot around. If you remember from the previous bit of information, that we want to look for product code to lock onto, and as we put the data together in a field, we want to separate that data by a comma. You could pick whatever you'd like, but for now we're going to do a comma. It's a local file on my database, the import samples, and we're using the keywords sheet. That looks like this. I have a SKU and a SKU again, each with keywords, and I want to get that information in. So let's go ahead and do an import, and this is started, and in our history here it's already done. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've just done, and if we look in here, we now have a couple of keywords. I think I had 2 in that one and a couple in this one, 3 or 4. And so again, we've only done it for 5 products, but it's the same exact procedure to do it for 50,000 or 500,000 or whatever you have. And while we're here, let's just really quickly notice in here that there's nothing in this description for each of these products either. And I show you this so that I can give you an example of how the dispersion import is going to work. So let's go back over here, and instead of using the concatenation import, I have another one pre-set up, and this is the dispersion. Again, here I pick aggregate dispersion, storefront, and this time all the same information except for the description sheet on this spreadsheet. So what does that look like? Well, it's got a MACM, MAKC, and so forth, and description. Embedded in here is the specific product or model number that it's supposed to go with. So let's go ahead and do one of these imports now. And that has started. Go to the server, over here, and take a look. And it's done. And so now we go in and look at our product data again, same product data. And now we have an example in here, and this is the MACM, which you'll notice that's my model number on this. If we go to MAMA, it has the description of the MAMA. And even though that record is only once in my spreadsheet, since this has the same model number, it has the same description. So we've successfully done dispersion and aggregation. I hope this clears up how you might use it. I'm sure you'll come up with some of your own ideas. And that is the end of Aggregate Imports.